Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today I want to talk about how you can get at least 200,000 XP per expedition run doing the most sensational game. They definitely buff the XP on these. Let's get into it here. Okay, so if you don't know about the most sensational game, Expedition, it is the fastest expedition. It's definitely the best expedition to do, especially if you're going for legendaries. But now it's definitely the best expedition for XP, I would say, as well. And yeah, you can just run through these. Like, you pretty much can just go into it and practice it. You'll figure it out if you haven't done them before. They're pretty easy to do. And before the last update, like, the most you could get, I think, was 20,000 XP. I never got over 20,000 XP. But now you can see I'm getting 104,000 XP. So that's a little bit of a difference. Like, that's 10 repeatables, and I did calculate all the enemies that I was killing, and I would say it averages to at least 100,000 XP as well when you're killing a lot of enemies. So an easy 200,000 XP per run doing this, and that's like 20 repeatables for the scoreboard. Like, that is amazing. And this expedition you can get done in like 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't take a lot of practice to get this expedition done fast. And yeah, just going to show here as well, if you're not doing it with the team, you will not make as much XP. I was doing it solo, still getting 70,000 XP though, so it's still totally worth it if you want to be the lone wolf type, but I would recommend you do this with a team. You'll get them done faster, you'll just get more XP, there's more enemies. Yeah, definitely the way to go there. I'm just going to show all the XP buffs I'm using as well. I will link a video in the description going over all the XP buffs. Just forget about the Live and Love that upgrades your vegetable buffs. You want the Live and Love magazine now that gives you an extra 5% extra XP. But again, I will link that video in the description if you need to learn about XP buffs, because the XP buffs do affect the actual amount of XP you get at the end of the expedition. And again, I would recommend being with a team, because you, as you're about to see, you do get a lot more. Like I said, if you do it solo, it's about 70,000 XP with all of the buffs that you can pretty much have. And if you do it with a team, I seem to be getting around 100,000 to 104,000, something like that. And like I said, it is faster. There are more enemies. You may have to compete a little bit with other people for kills, but you know, there's still more enemies, and like that 100,000 at the end of the 100,000 XP at the end of the expedition is a lot as well. That's 10 repeatables alone. And I just want to say as well too, of course you want to be in an expeditions team when you're doing this, but you could go into a casual team while you're running these just to get a little bit more XP from the intelligence buff. And then, right before you leave, or get on the vertebrate or whatever, just switch it back to the expeditions. And then you should still get the same amount of XP that you were seeing in the previous footage there. Just a little trick there if you want to do that. And I would recommend using a fixer. This is what I was using. It's just good for killing the enemies. The stealth is definitely helpful, and that +3 intelligence you can get on our weapons since the last update is definitely a must as well. If you can get that on there, more XP per kill. I do recommend the auto axe as well, the same one I have here with the effects and mods, just to take out the twins at the end of the expedition. They can be a bit of a pain in the butt, especially if you're solo. And I am going to show the build that I'm using here. Just keep in mind, I just put this together this morning, and I haven't really worked out everything yet. I'm just kind of, and like, I'm still not sure how all the new perks are working really yet, like to 100%. But this is the build that I was using. It did keep me alive for the most part. The only thing is that I couldn't have, you know, fire resistance on some of my armor pieces, because you want intelligence, of course, right, for more XP. So I found I did have to put on sizzling style. because these flamer people will come out of nowhere and just hit you with the flamer, and you're dead instantly. Trust me, if you're doing this with low health, trying to get the maximum amount of XP, you can do this with full health. You're just gonna have not as much access to buffs for XP and intelligence. So the best way to run this is a bloody build or a low health build. Just wanted to get that out there. And again, the armor I recommend, of course, would be the Secret Service with the +2 intelligence on it, and weapon weight reduction if you can. Arms Keeper would be, you know, all perfect if you can get all of this stuff before you run the expeditions. Of course, this takes a bit of time maybe for some beginners, guys. I know you just got to work your way up to it. Just take a little bit at a time, and you'll get better and better every day, and just keep at it. Don't get demoralized, guys. You can do this. And as always, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Have a pleasant evening.